Hi, I'm Celeste Boudreau. I'll start by telling you a little about how I got into spiritual direction. It happened during or around the time of a health crisis that I had in 2011 and 12, where I had kind of worked myself into a state of collapse and burnout. I was in a demanding job, but I made it so much worse by the demands that I put on myself and not allowing myself any kind of rest, hanging on to so much anxiety that I was losing weight, and really I was in a state of collapse. So in the process of my recovery from that, which was at the same time that unrelated, my pastor's wife invited me to train for offering spiritual direction, which of course got me into receiving spiritual direction. It all changed my life so much, not only recovering from that, but really I knew I couldn't go back to my old way of living. I had to start a new way. And spiritual direction, the contemplative practices have all been a part of that so much. A big part also has been using art and creative expression. It happened for me intuitively that God used, for instance, poetry, writing poetry to myself, drawing Jesus as my dad, because I had a lot of brokenness and trauma and absence of a father from my childhood. Writing music things like that were a big part of my own healing that God just used with me. And so naturally I have not only continued on with art, but I have used it a lot in as part of my ministry with spiritual direction and other related kinds of offerings. Let me just show you my room, and that will give you an idea of the influence of art in the way that I offer spiritual direction. Some of these are paintings that I have done. You can see that butterflies are a big theme for myself. This is a spiritual painting that I did that has to do with holding on and letting go. Just a lot of things. These are all paintings that I did. That's a photograph, colorized photograph. I'm a butterfly gardener also. And in fact, I just finished writing a book that's being published. It's a fiction book called Sherry and the Butterfly Lady, and it's about a little girl in an abusive home it's basically the story about her healing. So I do have a real heart for people, particularly women. I've also directed men, but I lead groups that, for instance, I think I put in the application that I lead group spiritual direction, and that's not exactly, it's not what we call it. We call it covenant groups, but really the women are trained, informally trained, to listen to each other and to offer just minimal kind of supportive feedback, similar to how a spiritual director does. So to me, it's a kind of spiritual group spiritual direction. But I often am asked to lead creative expression workshops in retreats. I also lead retreats myself. So anyway, spiritual direction and related kinds of ministry have been really important to me. I'm now finishing my first year of retirement from my full-time job, and I'm able to do more along these lines. I don't have that many directees right now, but I look forward to getting some more through the Vineyard Network. Thanks. Bye.